When people hear excellence, they often think of something as ambition or perfectionism. But I think this energy of excellence is actually way more special, because it's not just about having strong desire and also the willpower to go for these things that you believe in and that are important to you, and all those desires that you hold. And it's also not this love to the detail and this pickiness and judgmentalness, but also this well-crafted expertise. It's actually more. So the question is, what is excellence exactly? Because there's a connection that you would probably not expect. Because this topic also is related to the concept of inspiration. So excellence actually is connected to inspiration. So the question is, how can you do that? How can you become more excellent at what you do? How do you handle it? And inspiration also is actually connected to purpose and leadership. In my last video, I spoke about exactly those two, how leadership and vision as a concept strongly related to leadership and purpose, how they interrelate. But so what about inspiration? I think if you hear this, you often heard the phrase inspirational leader. I think this is something that many people already read, or it is a common phrase to use just. And so it is something that hints at the fact that those two concepts are somehow related. But how exactly? The point is that inspiration is a lot about purpose. And purpose is the role that you fulfill in a specific situation. Because, as I also described in other videos, when you're in your purpose, this is not really something that you achieve. It is not like a goal. It is more like a role that you fulfill. So you being in your purpose, this will only be visible to people from the outside in a specific situation in which you fulfill that role, or in which you fulfill that purpose. So it is actually something that is more fluent and more about your identity, because your identity determines the roles that you fulfill. The important thing to understand about identity is that identity is a lot about your values, and especially your core values. This means the specific things that are the most important to you. Some of the most important values are your standards that you have. So what do you think is what you deserve? What do you think is or are the things in which you can find certain virtues or certain values that are higher than just material things, higher convictions, higher beliefs, and really they are also a lot about moral and about what you think is right, and not just what society tells you, but really it is about setting yourself higher standards. These core values that you hold, so the most important things dear to you, certain convictions because you made certain negative experiences and you learned from that, and you made a decision, for example, according to certain traits, according to those traits to not be the same as your parents, for example, which is quite common. So whether people lead by example or they lead by a certain negative example. But how does this connect to inspiration? The point is, those values, those core values that you have, as I said, they form your identity. And your sense of identity is something that you believe in very firmly and very strongly. So when you connect to that energy, when you really are in that kind of confidence, this is also a part of your ego, but it is a healthy part of your ego, and it is called your character. So your character is basically about your standards and about your core values. Those determine how you think and act according to moral. And those, all those, they give you an actual healthy confidence, a strong confidence that enables you to achieve the most difficult things. And your character is your character is built by two different things. One thing is your level of commitment, because the more committed you are, this actually shows your inner strength. It is like your willpower, but on an internal level, not just on a physical level. It is this inner muscle that this inner firmness that people can only notice when you come into any extreme situation in which you have to make a certain decision. And those hard decisions, those are when people can see if you have a good character or a bad one. Or I shouldn't say bad, or you have a weak one. Do you have a strong character or do you have a weak character? This is the basic thing. And this conviction in your identity, basically in those values and what you believe in. Sorry that I have to repeat this again and again, but it is important. So this conviction really builds your confidence. It builds your natural confidence. So it's the basis for that. And excellence basically is a combination of your male energies within you, which are about ambition and your ambition and achieving certain things, doing business, about your rational ways of dealing with certain tasks, and with your feminine parts within yourself, which is more about how are your values actually in theory, basically. And what do you like? What kind of art do you consume or prefer? What are your interests? And what are all these beautiful and philosophical things that you enjoy? And the point is that the combination of those two energies, the masculine and the feminine, is actually also the combination of your inner and the outer world. And so and what you can find at this threshold between those masculine and feminine qualities is your integrity. It is what people connect with your spine, or with your how upright are you? This is really the question. How firm and how able are you to just be autonomous and to be self-sustaining and confident without needing validation externally, but from giving it yourself, and also from how able are you to maintain your morals and your convictions when you come into any extreme situation. And the point is that, and now I come back to the initial question of this video, how this all leads back to inspiration and finally to excellence. Excellence really is also not found in the masculine or the feminine expression. So excellence is something that you can only achieve when you have integrated both. when you have integrity between your masculine and your feminine qualities, and when you are strong in your morals, and when you have this strong confidence. Because this groundedness in your values and this confidence and this balance between masculine and feminine, they allow you to tap into a different energy. An energy that is, if you look at it more in yogic terms, an energy that is more connected to this third nadi, not to Ida, which is the moon energy or the feminine, not to Pingala, which is this masculine or solar energy, but to the third nadi, which is called Sushumna, and which is described more as an electric one, or a neutral one that is more of an electrical charge, basically. It is more vibrant because it involves both qualities, and it is what transcends just one or the other. It integrates both, and by doing so it is not only active or not only passive, it is both. So this means that inspiration also is an energy that is neutral in charge. When you're inspired, you are both. You are internally, you are very strong and active, but you are also very receptive and very sensitive. So you are in this threshold in between, and this is also why when you have inspiration, you are able to motivate yourself, but also to motivate and to help others, and to also heal them, for example, in a psychological sense. And here's the actual key, because inspiration is what creates excellence. I would say it is one of the most important traits, next to ambition or the love to detail. I wouldn't say perfectionism, but it is actually this third quality of giving, and this is actually in this word included, inspiring. There's the spiritus in Latin. This means spirit, or spirit, or often described as something like a ghost, but it actually means something that is enlivening, and that is vibrant in its nature. So if you finally make it to tap into this energy of inspiring yourself and also inspiring others by having strong moral standards that ground you and that enable you to be in a more autonomous and independent energy, then you can really harness the greatest powers, and also of self-motivation. But what you can also do is you can create the most beautiful things, and you can also, if you, for example, which is especially the case for men, what you can also do is you can tap into a kind of masculine energy that enables you to create certain things, but things that in their nature are masculine and have this style or vibe, but are also in a certain sense beautiful and aesthetic. So you are not only because oftentimes people internally they are split. So whether they are able to be very active, and they can create certain things, but oftentimes, or do things like business, but oftentimes those things in terms of how they don't look very good. They are not aesthetic, and or they are in this energy of being very idealistic and a dreamer, and they have very beautiful things and concepts that they can tap into, and sometimes that they can even draw. But when it really comes into practice, when it is really about implementation, then this doesn't work. And for women, it is actually quite similar when they don't have this integration between their feminine and masculine energies. So when they don't have this integrated and they are in their feminine energy, they often are very judgmental and criticizing and picky, because they also lack self-acceptance oftentimes. And when they are in the other energy, it can be when they are in the masculine energy, they behave like a guy, and they don't somehow maybe they support you, but you can't really feel that feminine warmth. And so they are always whether this or that, so it's more black or white. And this, as I said, is for men the same. When this is not integrated within any human person or any human, you're always in one or the other extreme. And if you make it to really balance those energies out, and you do this by tapping into this inspiring neutral energy, then you are able to become fully whole again, and to use that to enliven yourself, and to also enliven others, and to also always have this guiding North Star that guides yourself and others the way, and that is also a strong sign of leadership. And you also have this refined aesthetical sense while also being practical and compassionate. And therefore you are able to achieve what is called excellence. I know I used a lot of different words and concepts within this video, but I hope you could really learn something, and maybe you have to watch it again, this could be, or even 3 times, but I think there's a lot of valuable information within this video. And if you really, if you make it to grasp it somehow, you can draw a lot of inspiration for yourself and for your creative work that you do. And you can, by doing so, you can grow internally, and you can achieve excellence, and you can also help others, and also to helping them achieve excellence. So if you like this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and also hit the subscribe button to support this channel. And see you in the next video.